3 years ago, I called up Omar and asked him, may I have your daughter as a celebrity guest on my talk show? Omar's response was, Samir, are you sure? She's only 7. I said, yes, I'm sure. Omar paused in reflection and I paused in anticipation. Contest chair and fellow anticipators, my anticipation extended when Omar said, let me check with Dunia and see what she wants to do. Check with Dunia? Whoever checks with a 7-year-old? When I was 7, all I could hear was, Samir, don't jump. Samir, keep quiet. Samir, eat more. Have you ever been told what to do? I didn't like being told to keep quiet or to stay still, but I did like being told to eat more. I guess that's why I became a well-rounded person. The next day, Omar called and says, Dunia says yes. On 17th May 2018, Dunia and the guests arrive at my studio. In the beginning, what I do is I show a video of Dunia playing jiu-jitsu, scuba diving, high diving, skydiving, playing chess, winning at athletics, and even delivering motivational talks on stage with her dad. And she was doing all of this, and she was just 7. We settled down on the beanbags to begin our conversation. And I knew she's a 7-year-old, so I started with simple questions. But what I discovered was my questions may have been simple, but her answers were deep. For instance, if I asked you, what does failure mean to you? What would you say? Dunia's answer was, before we succeed, we have to fail. Because that is how you would learn anything. Remember, she's just 7. As the evening progressed, the guests and I asked her several questions, and to every question she had an answer. And I was wondering in my head, is there anything that this little girl doesn't know? So I asked her, Dunia, is there anything that you don't know? And this little girl's answer was, yes, there's one thing I don't know. And that is how to be perfect. Wow, that was too much even for me coming from a 7-year-old. Towards the end, I asked Dunia, do you have any closing remarks or message to the audience? And Dunia's message was, we are often told to respect those older to us, but I believe we must also, as we respect those older to us, respect those younger as well. By now, I knew I was in the presence of an old soul bottled in a 7-year-old body. She had the mind, not only that which was agile, so was her body. I wanted to be 7 all over again, make her my best friend and live life through her eyes. That evening, she ended by doing a book signing. Yes, can you believe it? She even had a book published called Dunia, which was filled with her quotes and drawings. She ended the evening with a standing ovation. Everyone was crowded around her and taking her autograph and speaking to her. I stood at a distance and I was thinking to myself, how does she do it? She's just 7. When I was 7, all I could think of was a chocolate cake in the fridge. As I stood there and looked at her, I turned around and saw Omar standing at the other end of the room. I thought to myself, what a wonderful dad. And then I walked up to him and I asked, hey Omar, how do you raise a child like Dunia? To which Omar's response was, Samir, I don't tell her what to do. I ask her what she wants to do and then I show her the possibilities. In that moment, I realized 2 things. The first one, I realized why Omar had to ask permission from Dunia to be here this evening for this event. And the second thing what I realized was, for me, the true hero of the evening was Omar. Go Dunia Go is the Instagram handle that Omar created for Dunia so that she can go and live her life in her own way. Go Dunia Go stuck with me as a deep philosophy. It reminded me of my 7-year-old son Azan. Azan is this energetic, bubbly person. But because of his energy, it was very difficult and challenging for me to have him to sit down for a conversation. Inspired by Omar, I decided to change my approach. I started asking Azan, what is his likes and what does he want to do? Instead of telling him, Azan, don't jump, Azan, keep quiet. And what I discovered is, Azan loves to play chess. Now we spend hours playing chess together, and I can see his game growing brilliantly. Friends, today I am not here to tell you anything. Rather, I'm here to ask you, who is the dunya in your life? Who means the world to you? It could be your son, it could be your spouse, it could be your friend, it could be anyone. How will you help the dunya in your life? Will you tell or will you ask? Because when you tell, you show them your choices. But when you ask, you help them create their own choices. We have the power within us to empower those around us by not limiting their growth with our love, but giving life to their growth. So what will you do? Tell or ask? Over to you, contest chair.